We'll start with prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for those that you sent here today, those who are on the way. Bless these youth leaders that they are. Bless them to grow into the fountains of love and respect and honor that you want them to be. Bless this meeting with your wisdom in Jesus' name. Thank God. Amen. As they come in, co-host, just mute the microphones. Okay. All right. How about some upcoming activities? And as I said, this is a pretty important view graph. In fact, I want Christina to remind me to go back at the end and go over this because some people will come in and miss these. So Corliss, Dr. Bennett will be in on the 25th instead of the 18th because a certain very prestigious visitor wanted to be changed in case he was available because he'd like to be able to pop in and see it. But it will be at West Anderson in person. We'll talk about that in a minute. August 14th is life confirmation ceremony. And that ceremony is for both classes of 2020 and 2021. Please notice this for both classes, 2020 and 2021. Somebody was asking me that this week. I hope that answers your question. Health protocols will be announced. We got some nice little protocols, convenient but necessary. And July 19th to 21st, let me go back. So those are the key dates there. I will have some things I want the students to do to prepare for the ceremony, very minor, and for the scholarship sponsorships I'm mentioning in a moment. If I call them scholarships, they're sponsorships, but I thought I would divide that out from here because I'm still working on those. July 19th to 21st is the Gwen Thomas Award notifications. Those are set, and those are class of 2020. I believe I've already unofficially told some of you. We'll make those awards official. The letters I signed, I'll be signing the rest of them. There were 6 and there's 7 more. I'm signing those this week coming up. I think we'll beat this date actually when I thought of this date. July 20th, we'll have the WASFO application released for 2021 students. And for 2021 students, there'll be a chance for a WASFO. We will not have WASFOs for the 2020 because just about all of them we gave Gwen Thomas money, okay? The 20th will be also will release the Gwen Thomas for 2021. These are for non-members. Remind you, the Gwen Thomas Award is for non-members. Now, if you get a 2020 award, you can't get a 2021 one now, It's only for uprising freshman students. There's not a continuing award for Gwen Thomas, although we're working on some other scholarships now. They haven't been accepted, but we haven't gotten a grant for them yet, so we don't want to mention those. All award amounts are based on budget and student participation in our program. So those 2020 ones were based on participation in 2020. I'm glad you're coming to the meetings now if you're 2020 because you get some good information, the latest information that in terms of career for being on campus, because this year actually going on campus for the first time, a lot of you. I have some 2020 students that have already been on campus, but most have not been on campus at all, that are right on in there, let people right in. All right, here's some, any questions on that before I get started? I'll take questions on those. Right ahead, just.
Hello, Deacon.
I can hear.
Is that August 15th or August 14th?
Welcome back to the NBA Finals. The Bucks are so good at home.
Find who it is. I guess y'all found it. Okay, good. Find those mics when they're open. Okay, the question was, let me ask you, is Sunday, is the 14th of Sunday? Somebody help me.
No, the 14th is Saturday.
So it'll be the 15th. Wait a minute, it is on Saturday. It should be Saturday the 14th. It's on a Saturday. Close your mic or help me out, co-hosts, and close their mics. You can close those, just click on where it says mute. Okay? All right, let's see when people come in. All right, so it's gonna be on Saturday, the 14th of August. I hope that helps. And the 15th is actually the Sunday, so we'll make that correction in the view graphs package when you get that. And they'll send you a link now to the current one, but we'll update that. If you want your record straight, we'll have it updated, resend it probably tonight. All right. I don't have Quinn here, so maybe Chloe, you'll catch the corrections. Okay, Chloe? That should be Saturday,
Okay.
14th. Okay.
Okay.
All right. How about some college complete? Any other questions on that? I'm sorry. Thought I heard somebody else was trying to ask. No. All right. Yeah. How about some college completion facts that might surprise you? Actually, I know when I first ever saw this, about 4 years ago. I've been doing this thing for 16 years. Only 52% of youth nationally who started college in 2016 will finish in 2021. And the reason why I didn't know that is kind of interesting, because in my program, the percentages are higher, particularly among those who are active in these particular sessions. It's much better for those, right? No question about that. So remember, every time let's win and watch for their microphones. Okay. So it's 52%. On our program, it's much higher. It's more like 80-something%. I think I included that number here. Only 40% of middle-class youth will finish college. Look at that. Only 44% of middle-class youth finish college. It takes people much longer, or they don't finish. That's why this meeting today is so important. And these meetings I'm having are so important. And I've had really great students in high school who couldn't finish college. So it's very interesting. On our program, 85% of youth who attended, percent of youth finished college. And then I have that 60% figure there. I want to make sure I get it straight. 60% of our life confirmation sessions will have finished college. So if you come to these sessions from now through the end of the year, there's a good chance you're going to make it. Some of you will make it anyway, just being around the program, and just because you have the kind of parents that will send you to our program. So we're seeing artificially high numbers, but in society, finishing college is an issue. Now, isn't it funny? We've heard a lot of debates in society and politically on college loans. We've heard about getting into college and improving access for our disadvantaged youth. And those are all great things, but nobody's talking about finishing college, because that seems to be really important. Taking GE classes each summer is hugely important to finishing college early, on time. Use the 2-year college for college credits while you're in college. Okay, so college completion facts. In summer, work and go to college. How about that? I know this summer is a little early to say that, but maybe in future summers, you consider doing both. It's good to build that work ethic and remember why you're actually, in college, okay? Here's some common reasons on our program when people stop out of college. Now in society, what would you think the number one reason that students stop out of college away from our program? Why do students not finish college if they're not on our program? Anybody want to guess? Just open that mic up and guess. Anybody want to guess? Sister Loretta, you want to guess? Sister Katrina, one of y'all?
Finance.
Finance.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what I was gonna say, money.
Yep, it's number one in the United States. Let's put it that way. But in our program, it's some interesting things. Weakness in math or writing, right, continues in college. Like if you're weak in math, it just continues when you get to college, right? Or weak in writing, those things continue. A lot of you might, again, I know it's too late to take a class. Now we've already gotten halfway through our program, and the 2-year college courses at Trade Tech have started. But this is something to think about. If you have a weakness in the area, what have you done to make it stronger? Or at least say if you're weak in writing, at least when you get to college, you need to go to the academic center and to put that time in. I'll be talking about that our very last meeting after Corla speaks. That'll be our last official meeting. And she has some things to say about it too. But you need to go to academic center. If you know ahead of time that your math or your writing isn't as good, go early, because that's a reason for stop out, a common reason. Failure to meet the first college year requirements for academic scholarship, usually GPA. That's a common thing that comes up. Change of coaches if you're an athlete, that causes students to stop out, right? If they went to a certain school, they got a scholarship, and they stop out of college. I have a student right now who received a scholarship and it had already agreed to attend, and they're going to the school all set to go back east. And they found out the coach was quitting, and they might lose their scholarship in the shuffle. And I'm concerned that that student will be so upset they may not start college or may not ultimately finish. Personal family reasons is one. Bereavement, moving to another city, the family has to move. Things are a little jumbled up, and it sometimes causes an issue. I help a lot of students through that, though. They call me, I help them through it, because these things happen. Some kind of disagreement with college policies, that happens too. Misplaced activism is probably number one, kind of, or really near the top. You get too busy with activist causes when you get in college. I always tell people you can, do the activist thing after you get your degree. How's that? I don't worry about all that. Don't worry about what professors want you to do. Just go ahead and get your classes, and then you can be an activist when you're done. All right. See, because professors are very powerful and influential individuals. I was going to cover professors and campus ideology today, or get along with the professor, but we have Corliss coming. She's going to have a lot to say about this, the power and influence of professors and how to get along with professors. That's huge. So she'll be covering that on the 25th. All right, let's talk about career problems that I'm seeing with students, my recent college students. Let's talk about STEM. STEM is science. By the way, I'm going to sort of talk about career and different types of students, like different types of interests. Again, to start you thinking that way. But those of you that have not decided, you'll see them all and see all the concerns that we have. Too many STEM majors. Now, STEM means science, technology, engineering, and math. Because we tech people, and I'm a former engineer, we don't add the A and we don't put arts in here. We cover that separately. We call it STEM. Science, technology, engineering, and math majors might change to it or lack of academic success. Usually STEM majors change. Like a person might want to be, an engineer or some other physics or some other science. And those are the most difficult ones in the GE classes the first year or two. And a lot of times they're big candidates for major changes. And they might change to a lower paying career. And that kind of gets parents a little concerned. Common STEM majors that change, here they are. Health sciences, engineering, kinesiology. That's one that changes a lot because students take that major because it's sports medicine. And it sounds really interesting. It is actually an interesting thing, but it's very heavy on the science, extremely heavy science. Chemistry and biology, and you almost pretty much might as well go to medical school. And that is the point, isn't it? There's going to be somebody going to be touching people's bodies, then you're going to have to get a lot of extreme science study. Psychology, physics, physical sciences, computer science, animal science, these are all majors that I've seen change a lot in that first year. Why is that? Because they're academically challenging, require early success in specific courses. I have a slide. I don't think I have it now, but you get the point. STEM majors are sometimes picked by parents or relatives sometimes. A parent or a relative might want a student to major in STEM, and they mean well, but they just don't know you. Now, I had a lot of people that pushed me to do STEM. That's why I was in Indiana, a high school teacher that pushed me very hard to go into STEM. And I went into STEM, even though I probably loved education and teaching and tutoring and that. Even then, I could see I liked it. Now, it worked out for me because I worked extremely hard and I liked it. And I did well in aerospace. But look where I ended up at the end of the day. Isn't that interesting? There was not enough academic preparation sometimes in high school and middle school. But I can show you how to overcome that in just a minute. Because sometimes you get to a college that takes into account that people may want to be engineers or may want to be a certain thing, but they haven't achieved or gotten exposure to the right kind of math. I think of a school like, let's see, which one should I pick? I take a school like Boise State, Reno too. They actually have courses to prepare engineers to take calculus, right? Because they found out that a lot of times the high school wasn't getting it. So rather than go, well, we're just not going to take students that haven't taken calculus, they don't do that. They get them ready to take calculus. So sometimes it depends on the text of the school itself. A school like a Harvey Mudd or Hint, Virginia Tech might say, no, boy. You're going to have calculus and you're going to have physics, or see ya, I wouldn't want to be it. That's the way it's going to be, right? But other schools are different. It depends on the situation. Here's some of the problems I'm seeing with college starts. Very common improper assumptions is another thing. We're making the wrong assumptions about career. See if you've heard some of these before. Pre-med students must major in biology or chemistry. Nope. I'll just say nope. In fact, I'll prove it today. I will have you leaving this meeting seeing what I mean today. I never so clearly did that in the meetings I'll do today. So if you want to go pre-med, you want to be a doctor, you don't have to major in biology or chemistry. Now that poses a problem because some colleges, they'll make you do it. We're not going to do you for pre-med if you don't. Well, just don't tell them. It's a free country. You just major in something else. Get yourself ready for the MCAT. Go on and do it. So we'll talk about that later. Sports medicine kinesiology is not a lot of science and math. Not true. It is a whole lot of science and math. Now, one way around that, some people don't want to take it, is to do a BA in phys ed, right? Then you can still be a phys ed teacher at least, right? And they'll teach you a little bit about helping people with minor injuries. You can go into kinesiology later, right? Majoring in psychology is the only way to do counseling. Nope, not true. You can major in a lot of things and do some counseling with a credential. And then you come back and take care of that later if you want to be a psychiatrist, or be a doctor of psychology. You can still get to see patients, still do counseling. I mean, if you get down to it, what is counseling? It's helping people through their problems and situations. State of California, you can become a substance abuse counselor with just a 4-year degree and a credential, right? From a 2-year college. Nursing career requires a BS in nursing. Nope, not true. I'll prove that today too. Does not require that. Careers in journalism. Now you might want to get a BS in nursing. That's fine. It's a free country last time I checked, but I'll show you today that you don't have to do it in nursing and you can still be a nurse. Careers in journalism require a journalism degree. Nope. Depends what you mean by journalism, right? I hope you're not trying to be a newspaper journalist when newspapers are closing up all over the country. This is why a lot of schools are getting rid of that degree, because magazines and newspapers are becoming a thing of the past, especially post-pandemic. I'm surprised the LA Times, New York Times, and Chicago, whatever it is, are still even publishing. They're losing millions of dollars every month, tens of millions of dollars every month. I don't know how they survive. That'll probably be a big story in a couple of years when they go out of business. A lot of us will say good if you read those papers sometimes. Washington Post losing millions of dollars. Of course, that's Jeff Bezos's paper, so he can afford to lose. Him losing $10 million a month, just like us losing what, $15, $20 a month. All right. But what do students major in if they don't major in? They major in media studies, communications. They do websites. That's where people are getting their news, from websites and YouTube pages and podcasts. And that's where I'm getting my news from these days. Let's see. Careers in architecture require a 4-year architecture degree. Well, no, they don't require it. You got to go to architecture school anyway. If you want to get a 4-year degree in architecture, again, free country. It tends to be the students that have super high grades that get into the schools where they could do that degree. But I have, 4 or 5 students that are architects, and that wasn't their major. Now, granted, one of them was it 2 of them? Maybe it was 2 out of the 4. 2 out of the 4 were civil engineering degrees. They had those engineering degrees where you do construction and stuff. All right, but the other 2 sure weren't. One was a math major. They're both architects. All 4 of them are architects now. Careers in education. You got to go to architecture school anyway, right? Careers in art and education require an education degree. No, definitely not. I have students that are teaching, making lots of money teaching in high school that teaching for private high schools, teaching for charter schools. You don't really have to have that education. You can have a 4-year major. The requirement is to be able to teach. They have ways to find out if you can teach. I often joke we're an enrichment program, but I have some teachers on our enrichment program teaching math that can teach math as good as or better than any of these teachers a lot of times. I'm no slouch myself. You know what I mean? So this requiring of an education degree, now, can you get an education degree? Sure, it's a free country. You get an education degree, but it's not necessary. There's a parent in here right now that got a student I got my eyes on right now. She think I forgot about it, but I ain't forgot. Sister Minnie, I'm talking about you, but that's okay. I'm talking about that daughter of yours. We all got our eyes on her. We wanted to work with us the last 2 weeks to work with Rachel. We'll talk to her. Pre-law must do a major in political science. No, you can major in anything and go to law school. Come on now. Okay. So these are some of the improper assumptions that people make when formulating a career. All right. And again, these are things I'm seeing, problems that I'm seeing with recent career starts or with the students that are in college trying to start a career. There's a problem of debt, right? Too much debt, not that the debt is stopping it, but it is making the payoff for the major not as good, right? Parent loans are averaging about $70,000. That'd be very fortunate to have $70,000 in parent loan up to 4 years if you're doing a private school. And student loans are about $20,000 to $27,000, up to $25,000. Yet the 4-year college grad if they're not careful, they could graduate and not be working, right? So that the debts are piling up, but there's no indication, or they could be underemployed. That's why I'm having this session today. I don't want students to graduate and be underemployed or not working. So there are things you can do proactively, students, things you can actually do to ensure you will not be in that position. I don't know how I got back here in this desert with no water. I was going to ask Christina to text my wife, but I don't think you have her number. I'll figure something out.
Okay.
So why is that? It's a general failure to get experiences needed to get a job, depending on the degree or in a related field. So they graduate and they get a job they could have gotten without the degree, right? So we want to stop that. We want to get it so they get gainful employment, not just a job that they could have got without a degree, but gainful employment. That's why this particular session is so important. So I'm going to give you a lot of things you could do that will ensure a high percentage of our students get work in their major. It's amazing, or close to it anyway. Come on, close to it. Internships are not always the answer. People say, well, just get an internship. But that's not the only thing you need to do to ensure that. There's other things too. Here are some campus and high school experiences that are career helpful. Look at this, watch this. Campus leadership and training programs. Number one way. Listen to this, hallelujah. You need experiences on the campus that give you connections with what your life will be like in the future. Like develop other things in you, like leadership, and develop in you the ability to communicate. And leadership training programs is money invested by the feds in colleges, and most colleges have these programs. I want to see you think about doing that. A lot of times, the colleges have incentive programs for students to take these things. Sometimes they're in the summer before you start. I need you to take leadership training programs, okay? They will help you in college find out what you like to do and don't like to do in life. Then your career services organization. Every student in here right now today, when you get in fact, you probably do it now, should register with the career services department of your school. So when they have an event or a company visits, you're actually there and ready to meet with the people when they visit the campus. Get on their email list. Get on career services email list. The career service people I talk to, excuse me, say that they're surprised that they're not as busy as they should be. They think they should be seeing dozens of students every day. Very important, career service. Study abroad. Students that study abroad always see this to start their careers. when you get kind of a global perspective. Now, I know because of the pandemic, you won't be able to do it right away, but that's okay. Maybe by the time you get to your third summer, maybe you can study abroad that summer. It's usually no additional cost. Or sometimes you can study abroad in a semester. Again, visit your study abroad office. Visit a career. There's certain offices you should visit the first week of school. Academic Center, study abroad, career services, campus leadership and training. Find out when that is. These things are all going to help you to prepare for your career. Again, it's not only about getting internships. That's usually what parents and other people on the outside say, hey, sure, get internships, that's fine. But that's not the only thing you'll need. Peace Corps, some of you might do Peace Corps. Every student I've had, including my daughter, that has gone to do Peace Corps or Teach for America, they always have great careers and great success. Again, Peace Corps, the idea of a global concern, caring about people, seeing there's a global perspective on problems that the United States has, okay? Campus service learning, the same thing you did in high school, volunteer and do stuff. That will help you to think about your career. Working in campus offices, the best one is the admissions office. You get to hear everything going on when you work in the admissions office. And my students tend to work admissions a lot. Maybe they watch me and they think about it, I don't know. Well, all on-campus work is effective, okay? Working in campus offices. Consistent, stable work of any kind, working while you're in college, is going to make you more ready for your career. All right, I hope that helps. Working in college program office. Yeah, when you see the event office, it needs people to volunteer, needs people to help with some events, you should volunteer to be in those events and be in the program office events. Okay. Here's some college experiences. I already have those. Okay, good. Sorry. Oh, so Chloe, we need to drop that view graph, right? Here's some good questions to ask when you're considering certain majors. What jobs would you like to have? Notice I didn't say what career or what major. What career would you like to have? For psych majors, what would you like if you're taking a psychology major, for example, would you like to help people, like have patients, research it? Would you like to research psychological issues or apply it to life or a job in your career, known as applied psychology? So how exactly are we going to use that psychology degree? Or was it just a major you were going to have for that moment? How are you going to use the psychology degree? Pre-medical majors. Do you really mean do you really mean health science? Understand the job trends in the health field. There are many more unfilled jobs than doctor and nurse, right? And also the traditional medical doctor job is changing. The job of the nurse is becoming different as well, especially post-pandemic. Research what's happening. Okay, here's some other good questions. For engineering majors, again, what kind of jobs are you thinking about, right? What made you think about engineering? Did you mean that you like or are curious about fixing things, about computers, about programming? Just what is it that you were interested in is a pretty good question. Let me hide this video panel because it's in the way. All right. For film and videography, you want to go into film, right? What films have you made? I always tell people they want to into videography or be a film producer or be in film, go do some films, do a film, right? You can do it on YouTube, podcasting, your cell phone, Facebook Live. For nursing, go be a nurse. How about CNA? We'll talk about that in a minute. For blank studies, for those of you that might want to major in one of the studies, women's studies, gender studies, all those the different studies things, that's fine. But what kind of job did you want to have? What kind of job? Even African-American studies, what kind of job? So I said, I just wanted to learn more about it. Well, you can learn more about it. You can elect classes, right? That would be a way of learning about it. How can you apply it to a career? Always ask yourself that. How can I apply this to a career? If you're not sure, just be undecided in major. That's okay. Let's talk about nursing as an example. Some people might want to do that. I got a couple of you that want to do nursing. Experience-based career starts. Let's start with nursing. Important. Understand the 4-year nursing degree problem. Getting in a 3rd-year nursing program at a 4-year school, sometimes, I could put sometimes, or it is actually somewhat of a miracle. They're so selective and so few spots. I think the medical profession is designed that way. But there's other ways to get there. How about that? High GPA is needed in biology, chemistry, and calculus without heavy nurturing or tutoring. Usually, how did you do in these courses in high school? If you were, not doing too well in these in high school, you can think about some things you'll have to do to ensure you get through these. Understand the other pathways to being a nurse. And I'll be very specific about this after this view graph, okay? Think out of the box. Things like Charles Drew University has a 3-year nursing program. You come out of that program, you have an RN. It's heavy in nurture. But that's not a prestigious, like, go away to school somewhere out of the city. Go be a nurse. A CNA program. You can take a CNA program and get a certification, go to a place like H&R Healthcare or a 2-year college. In 2 summers, you'll have your CNA. Then you get a job at the bottom and you work up, become an LVN. Look in the green here, everybody, while getting your 4-year degree. At the same time, getting your 4-year degree. Here's the best way most people think, right? Here's the way most people think is the only way to a nursing career, or the best way, I don't know. Some people think this is the only way to a nursing career, I guess. High school student, there you go. You enter a 4-year college into a pre-nursing major. You graduate with a BS as an RN. You take the licensing exam, and you start your nursing career. The problem with this method is that, again, you get going from your pre-nursing program to your BS means that in year 3, you have to qualify for the nursing program. A lot of times my students who go only this way, disappointment comes in when they don't get in. You might have good grades, just don't make it to the BS program. A lot of them will stay at that 4-year school, 2 and 3 years extra till they can go there. There has got to be a better way, and there is a better way, everyone. So you can start out this way, but I have another way to, like an insurance policy, to ensure you get here to starting your nursing career. So you'll have year 2, you'll have an application for the 4-year program, and you could be turned down for it. It's very selective, usually very few spots if you want to stay at the same school, right? Well, here's another way to be a nurse. So as a high school student, you start out, you go to 2-year college, 2 summers, and you become a certified nursing assistant. Don't worry, I haven't forgot about the 4-year school, okay? Go to somewhere like H&R Healthcare or to a 2-year college, right? Become a licensed vocational nurse after a time. Take the state licensing test. It's online now. But then you start your 4-year degree. I mean, you could do a 3-year nurse degree at Charles Drew or a 4-year degree. But look at this. Look at the degrees in everybody. A 4-year degree in health, science, or related field, not nursing. Because in parallel, look at what you're doing up here. In parallel, you're taking these things, and that's how you're getting immersed into nursing. You become an RN after taking the licensing test. That's what's required to be an RN, right? Or you can have your 4-year degree and take the licensing test. And remember, keep in mind that you're working in a hospital or a clinic this whole time and getting practical knowledge. It may take you longer this way, right? But at least you're getting practical experience. Now, it's kind of interesting when students just go this way and they go in to take the license test and they pass and can become an RN and they go to a hospital, guess what happens? They're placed in training under a CNA or an LVN. These are the ones that have experience. My students told me that, and I began to realize, wow, these people who are getting experience are way ahead, and they can actually start their careers and become RNs because hospitals, insurance companies will require them to get their license, right? And so the schools have these classes at night to help RNs to get into nursing school and get their RN license, right? The good LVNs don't want them to do that. Or you can go to some 2-year college and take usually a year or 2 of study, and you can get ready to take the licensing test, okay? You see all these up here, this path here? This path right here, I call it, this is going to become important for the rest of this presentation, everybody. It's a parallel career path, PCP. This is a parallel career path to your 4-year degree. You see? It's an improvement in the process we had earlier that we had here. Because this process had you get stopped here, it's a single point failure. It means once you stop there, you stopped because you haven't made any provision to still be a nurse. But this way, we've created this parallel path that even if you get stopped here, you still are an LVN, you're making good money, and you get your 4-year degree in health science or related field. You have your 4-year degree, you have years of experience here that you're getting, 4, maybe wait a couple more years, get 3, 4, 5 years experience, go on with your bad self. You're ready. You're ready to become an RN and move on into executive nursing because you have that 4-year degree in health science anyway. Okay? Hope that helps. Any questions on that? All right. How about experience-based career starts? Let's take videography and filmmaking. Becoming a filmmaker has nothing to do with the degree. For those of you major who want to do other things in your career, this is a good example to get you thinking the same way. If you want to make film, I say, well, go ahead and make them. Start making films on your own. You know, I have a young man who's now in film. He actually did it a pretty expensive way, but he's in film. He was making films when he was 9th and 10th grade. In fact, just today, Facebook showed me a time he filmed me with about some kind of proof of the existence of God. It was an impromptu video. And it's pretty good the way he moves his phone around, and you can see he has those skills even there. But there's so many ways to make films of your own right now. There's video podcasting, YouTube, websites, and blogs. You can do it for nonprofits and family. How to learn it affordably in school. 2-year colleges like LA City College has a great program. West Los Angeles has a great program where you can learn to do videography. I think in both cases, George Lucas has left money to those schools. They have very nice programs. You can learn it quite affordably in the summers. So one can get a 4-year degree. Again, this is, again, another parallel path, right? You start making films while you're in your 4-year degree. It's a parallel career path, get you the experience that you need to go with your degree. Okay, I think I ought to cover these. These are not careers. And because I used to say to students, well, praise God, whatever you want to do, but these are not careers. These are more like passions or interests. I don't know. Social justice and activists, these are not careers. Any of my students that went that way and tried to have a career, eventually ended up getting a real job because you're not making any money. There's no money. And also, it's very dependent on what's happening in society, right? Dreams and passions are important. I want you to take those with you in your job, but they're not careers. They're just not careers. Watching people come in about the sound too. There might be goals. How about that? Careers and jobs are stepping stones, right? Bring your passion with you, whatever you do. Like me, I love history a whole lot. I also, love like some parts of science, like astronomy, and I can't read enough about those things. And I've been that way all my life. There's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with staying up on those as well. Sorry about that. Let me turn this down. There's nothing wrong with staying up on those, right? Nothing at all. Okay. But these are passions and dreams. You should keep your passions and dreams. They're very important. Being famous, not a career, but there are a lot of people who are famous, and they're making money, and I forgot why they're even famous. People who do significant things are often not famous. People who are famous are often not doing significant things. I want you to remember that. So the goal isn't to try to have fame, like people who want to have a viral YouTube or something. That's not a valuable objective. Again, that's more like a passion or an interest. Entrepreneur, sure, you want to be an entrepreneur, but you can't come out of college and just run a business right away. They're going to be stepping stones, things you'll have to do first. You have to start at the bottom of your industry and step into it, You get experiences and things you need. So you still need to solve that issue of what career do you want to start with, right? What are the top STEM career categories? You know what they are: engineering, health science, applied math, biological and chemical research, energy, that's huge, energy, and environmental science. And then there's accounting and finance. Those are your top science, technology, engineering, and math career categories. So I say STEM, that's what I mean. And I'm going to talk about careers that are conducive to a Bachelor of Arts degree in just a moment. Engineering, what do we have? We have computer science. That's where you get into coding, IT, computer design, game design, digital graphics art, cybersecurity, which is huge now, as you probably would imagine, and design. So computer science would be a form of engineering. Electrical engineering, radar and defense, reliability, maintainability, et cetera, biomedical. That was my field when I came out of school. I had a computer science option though. Mechanical engineering, fluid and water system design, machine and motor control systems. I don't say that there, but it is. Space and rockets, airplane. These are all mechanical engineering. Civil engineering, we just talked about that a minute ago. City planning, building design, construction management oversight, large structure design. And I've had students in all those engineering. In fact, right now they're all in school, and even still, I had some come out already at work. And chemical engineering, I like to give a shout out to. Material engineering is part of that. Material design, space aeronautical engineering, and nanotechnology. That appears also mechanical engineering too, right? Health science, radiology, medical assistant. I should say also physician assistant. How about that? That's a growing field. As we now flatten out the amount of doctors we have, many people believe the physician assistant is going to become extremely important for some of this testing that's done by doctors right now, that doctors have to oversee. When I had my colonoscopy, it was really done by the physical physician assistants. The doctor just came at the end and told them what to do and watched them. Gerontology, working with elderly folks. Counselor, of all types. Physical therapist, software coding with health application. Pharmacy, physician assistant, dental hygienist, respiratory therapist, and phlebotomist. These are all typical medical fields. Yes, Sandra. You can open your mic up there, Sandra. Go right ahead. I can hear you. Go ahead. Sister Sandra Wortham? No? Do you have a chat in there, Christina? Can anybody hear me?
No, there's nothing on the chat.
Okay. Ooh, I got worried nobody could hear me. Well, Sister Sandra raised her hand. That's why I was inviting her to speak. But I guess she hit it by accident, maybe. I don't know. All right. So I'll continue on, and maybe she could just speak right up, Sister Sandra. If you hear me, just open up your mic and just ask the question, since we're very informal here today. All right. Surgical technologies. These are all health science fields that can be done in parallel, by the way, as you'll learn in a moment, with a four-year degree, or you can get a four-year degree too, or they can be done in parallel. Okay. So you have something to do before you become a doctor, right? What are the most functional and versatile non-STEM majors? I told you I'd talk about these in an earlier meeting. I said I'd talk about them later. Well, we're here now. Communication studies, business. These are some of my favorites. These are really my favorites where my students are getting the most job activity. Business administration, marketing. These are all Bachelors of Arts degrees. Liberal studies. So I said, well, why not a BS in business? Well, you don't have to take 2 years of calculus to be able to help run a nonprofit office, right? That's why I recommend the BA in business administration. Of course, most schools will push the BS on you, and BS in business administration. And you're taking all that math and maybe some science too, actually. BA in liberal studies with a credential to teach. How about that? BA in biology, BA in chemistry. Yep, you can get a Bachelor of Arts. I have a student doing that now. He wants to be a chemistry teacher, so why should he do a BS in chemistry, right? And even going to medical school, as you see in a moment, either one of these is fine. You just have to take the classes you need to pass the MCAT. I'll cover that in a moment. BA in psychology. That's where you get into applied psychology, right? Which you're going to apply it and help companies. Maybe you're going to work at HR, or you're going to work in some college admissions office, or something where you work with people. That's called applied psychology. What careers do my 2018-2020 BA graduates have? These are my BA students, not my STEM students. I tend to graduate more STEM students slightly than BA degree students, but that has something to do with, I think, the fact we're sort of a math-based program originally, but that's changing now as we have more and more, of a slant toward other disciplines like foreign language and with writing and things like that. We're seeing a change, but anyway, here are the top ones. Nonprofit administration and leadership, local government and federal government, entrepreneurship, not actually running a business, but starting businesses. A lot of my students are working as contractors, moving from company to company, helping. They're actually business people, right? I'm thinking of one of them right now. Some of them work for me. A lot of them who work for me are also contracting for other organizations, right? That's what they're doing. So it's not entrepreneurship the way I was talking about earlier. There was talking about earlier was you're running some major company, okay? Office assistants for large firms. They require a 4-year degree. I'm thinking of one of our new partners who really will only hire somebody with a 4-year degree, but they have tremendous shortages in that field. There's 2 of them now I have like that. They're really worried that they're not going to get the right kind of employees. So they're sort of hovering around us. I like to send some of my students there in the future. College and academia is where a lot of my students end up. Education in middle school and high school. Marketing, they're doing websites, SM is social media, et cetera. They're doing things like that. Research assistants, I'm seeing a lot of that from BA degrees as well. And maybe not research, maybe like political research, right? Enrichment services. Yep, a lot of them work for me and other enrichment companies. They work for Princeton Review. I help students get jobs, places like that. These are enrichment services, right? Where you're helping students to reach their academic objectives. Okay, let's talk about other types of skills you can get in parallel while you're in college. I like to see every student think about some of these. So let's start with the first one. Get some office skills, would you? Learn how to use Excel, PowerPoint, and Word. The sooner the better. Why don't you right now on Monday, go online. There's some great online classes that Microsoft offers for free. They're required to by the federal government. Go on there and start taking those classes. Learn how to use this software. This is the software that powers offices. I was looking for a couple employees last summer with degrees, and that was a key factor in my decision to hire the people. Their ability to use Google Drive and Excel and PowerPoint and Word, the ones that I hire for those main administrative spots. I mean, sure, I'm doing a lot of hiring inside and bringing people up, which reminds me, I didn't introduce you to my 2 staffers that are here today. I hope they're hearing me here. Christina, you all know Christina. She's soon to be, I'm gonna start saying it this way, Christina, soon to have a 4-year degree from Cal State Dominguez Hills. She's a graduate of West LA, right, Christina?
Yes, that's
okay. And Chloe Wilson's there. She's not my daughter. Chloe Wilson's there. She's a student at Cal State Northridge. And hey, say hi, Chloe, you there?
Yeah, hi.
Current student there, and she'll be graduating from there within the next year or 2. Probably, I'll say it that way, okay? So I'll put that on you, how you like that.
Okay.
She's with me. So a lot of them come from internally, like these 2 came from inside my program. But when I go outside, I need to have these skills as an employer. I need those skills. Online typing enhancement. You can do a lot of that. You can go online and their sites will teach you how to type. Basic website skills. You should teach yourself how to do a website or go to a 2-year college, learn how to bust out a website, right? Become fluent in strategic foreign language. Boy, I think that's important. Like Spanish, Mandarin, or Arabic. As far as Spanish goes, of course, we have my daughter's organization. She's training a lot of my students to be fluent. She has at least 15 or 20 under her nefarious power right now. She would crack up if she heard me say that. But the point is to get students thinking about being fluent in Spanish. And not only Black students, but also Hispanic students who get away from the language need to be fluent in another language. It's very important. Again, these are some career paths you can develop in parallel to whatever degree is, whether it's engineering or computer science or political science, whatever it is. These are some basic skills. Spanish fluency, we talked about that. Certification programs that you can take. Again, I'm trying to give you ideas, students. Videography, counseling, radiology, emergency medical tech, right? Computers, networking certifications, etc. Air conditioning repair, dental tech aid, medical office administration, cosmetology. These are all things in parallel you can do, help you feed yourself in parallel when you get out of college. Maybe they're not the things you're going to do, but things that will power what you do or give you an additional skill to take care of yourself. That's going to be really, that's what we call them parallel career paths. When something's in parallel, it's happening at the same time as the other things. So while you're going for your four-year degree, in parallel with that, right? You have this other area you're developing, this other skills that you're developing. Here's the easiest, most effective way to become a doctor. I'm going to diagram this out for you. I said I would, and this is one of my last major topics. Because so many of you are thinking about being doctors, and I'm excited about that. I want to see you make it. So here's the most cost-effective pathway to being a doctor. You take your undergraduate program and get a BA degree. Yep, not a typo, BA degree, plus not a typo. I'll explain it in detail on subsequent view graphs. Plus the core classes you needed to study for the MCAT, right? You want to get a 3.5 in those core classes. What are the cool degrees? BA in biology, BA in chemistry. Now, CSU, I'll make an exception. I think the BS in health science is very helpful if you're going to CSU to get ready to be a doctor. I think a full-time job is important because there are more and more medical schools. My last two students that got in medical school told me they're looking for well-rounded students. A post-baccalaureate program if your GPA is reduced, a program you take after you leave the four-year school. Parallel health certifications. How about when we talked about those a minute ago, right? Radiology, nutrition, EMT, et cetera. Take and pass the MCAT. Because think about this. What are you going to be doing while you're waiting to take the MCAT and pass it? Maybe a year or two will pass, right? What are you going to be doing? You should be working. How about radiology, nutrition, or work for some kind of lab, or work for me, right? Medical school entry. You want to have an open-minded college list at that point. I don't want to get too deep into that right now. Here's the way most people think it's the only way to become a doctor. High school student, you enter a four-year college BS degree in biology. Everybody thinks it has to be biology. I'll just build these out. You take these classes here. These are the classes you need to pass the MCAT. You get a BS degree in biology. Now, the thing about it is I didn't include here all the other classes in biology, about 6 or 7 other classes. And those are the classes that, you don't have to know the genome to be a doctor. Why do you have to be a research scientist to be a doctor? I never have been able to figure that out. They're not shown here, those classes, but you get a BS degree in biology. Remember, you're going for BS. And most of my biology majors take more than the 4 years. Some of them take 5 or 5.5 years. It's really pretty rigorous in the 3rd and 4th year. Actually, the first 2 years. The MCAT examination, that 6 to 10 months later, they'll apply to medical school and they'll become a practicing MD. This can also be a very expensive proposition. I dropped a view graph where I showed the pathway of 2 doctors. Yeah, I've seen some people become doctors, spend $400,000, almost $500,000 to become a doctor. And then others just spend $130,000 or even $85,000, $90,000 to become a doctor. And that's another conversation altogether. So that's the way most people think it can happen. Here's a way that we found out. Do you want to become a doctor or a veterinarian? I should have said it's or a veterinarian, right? Because when you become a veterinarian, it's the same thing, right? You take your 4-year college, like we said before, but now you take related BA degrees, BA in biology, BA in chemistry, BA in psychology, BA in public health, science, etc. And then you take the classes required to pass the MCAT. There they are again. Same list of classes I had before. Then you go on and take the MCAT, go on to medical school, and you're a practicing MD. The only improvement in process is you have related work right here. You do some related work before you go to medical school. It's going to take you, you should sit out 1 to 3 years and get things on your resume, right? I've had 4 students now. There's, well, Amanda would make 5, but she's not finished yet, that work with me and get that community work on their resume. And medical schools love it when students that are in underserved communities or are very frankly, these students of color want to come to medical school and they have extensive experience, work with students or work with people in the community. That's almost a guaranteed ticket to medical school. They want you. So to get that 1 to 3 years of related work is really important. Again, that's going to be combined with these BA degrees you got, and you took the class to pass the MCAT, and you'll still take the MCAT and go to medical school. And there's a lot of nice ways to prepare for the MCAT. If over these 1 to 3 years, you can study. If you get to the right kind of job where you're looking at science and math all the time, it's just going to help you to stay ready to take the MCAT. This is my model for what I see of how we're going to have to make doctors now. And don't do the BS degree in biology or chemistry. I think it's just going to make it way too difficult. And the really cool thing is if you do it in public health and public science, because that gives you another viable career in case you change your mind, don't want to go into become a doctor, no problem. You go on into public health and science. There's a lot of job growth there right now. There's that related work we talked about. Okay, any questions out there, Christina, floating around? No? All right. Well, we cool? We cool? Nothing out there, right?
Yes.
Everything's good.
All right. Here's some commonly desired careers. Again, to give you things to think about, students that require parallel career paths. How about a liberal arts degree? I don't want to major in liberal arts. Well, you know, you can do one of these other ones too if you want, I suppose. But then I think getting one of these degrees or liberal arts degree, then not doing the stuff down here, you're going to graduate college and probably not do much. But what if you add these things to it? A teaching certification. Ew, you got that degree and a certification? Business administration courses and certifications. How about those? Nonprofit organization, volunteering. Ooh, get that on your resume. That's going to look good. And that experience you're going to get working with a good nonprofit, right? So these are good PCP opportunities that aid. Meant something else before. But parallel career paths. Seek 2-year college certifications. Don't just graduate with this liberal arts degree, ethnic, gender, all these gender studies degrees, linguistics, etc. Don't just graduate from those degrees without something else behind you. Something else, some experience in nonprofit or some other coursework. That's going to augment that great skill you've developed here, if it's linguistics, or if you've developed some ability to work with in gender studies in those areas while you're in college on the campus. You're going to add to it these certifications. So I'm not a fan of studies degrees, these studies degrees, unless you do a lot of this kind of stuff with it, okay? And don't just expect that simple major to take you, and that's true with all the majors, but it's more true with these, okay? Yes, oops, tripping, right? Here's some other ones, non-nursing degrees, right? I covered those before. And you can do certification programs. Also, Charles Drew University has all this coursework here you can take, start taking it in the summer, and you can graduate with an AA degree from Charles Drew, along with your degree from 4-year school. Disease control, and dental tech, and all these areas are areas that you can get into that are not related to nursing while you're getting your 4 degree, and in parallel, you can get study on it. Firefighting and firemen. Now, you know, firefighting and firemen, you might laugh. Same thing with police. I didn't put police in here. Or maybe I did. I can't remember. Or like the FBI or something like that. They're only taking students with 4-year degrees now. Okay? Only 4-year degrees. So that's really interesting. So you can have a 4-year degree in liberal arts, right? or sociology or one of these things again. But then look at these parallel career processes you have here. Fitness training, fire science courses from two-year college or CSULA, ride-alongs, right? Ride-alongs are great parallel experiences. EMT, and then you can apply for the fire academy or other town fire departments. I have 6 students that are firemen now. Isn't that amazing? That came through my program. Law enforcement, yeah, there it is. And law enforcement doesn't only mean police. And I know everybody's like not down on police and negative to police. I'm sorry, we still need good, Black and Hispanic policemen. I'm sorry, we need them still. And they got to be brave people that have armor and don't care what people think about them. I had 2 students that recently became policemen, and they're in battle. They've lost friends because they're police. Because we're just so immature as a community about that, and we want to blame all policemen for all our problems. But that's not true. Law enforcement is a viable career. These people are heroes in their own way. The FBI, I didn't mention, but like CIA, that's not really law enforcement. That's included here when I say law enforcement. These are some of the things, again, you can do at the same kind of things you had for fire. A lot of them have BAs in sociology, criminology. I should have mentioned also in the law enforcement, parole officers, right? They're also very good. That's good thing for them to do. Here's some other youth popular careers. Forensic science. Now, I should point out to you, if you want to get into forensic science, become a CSI, you need to go to police academy, right? And right away that surprises people. Yeah, you got to go to police academy. Those guys carry guns, even though they're in the lab, Go watch the old Miami CSI, CSI Miami. They're policemen. The alternative would be a BA chemistry or biology, plus police academy or campus research, and then plus college teaching maybe, right? Therapist, BS in psychology, plus a master's. That's that long way to be seeing clients. We gave some shorter ways earlier. You get certifications in counseling, human services, sociology, theological counseling. They just require certifications. You can start there and then get your master's in psychology. Filmmaking, we talked about already, build a portfolio, etc. Okay, somehow I got through all those. That's a good. I wonder why I'm getting feedback. Let's see. Okay, maybe his mic was open. Okay. Any questions on any of that? I think you'll want this presentation to keep while you're in college, students. You'll want to have this parents. You want to get a copy for your student. Because students have told me when I was doing a shorter version of this presentation, they kept this with them while they were in college and kept these ideas alive. Does anyone have any questions today? Anyone? Anybody? Oh, I want to ask some questions myself. Good. Some of these geographs, I knew who would be here. Ooh, goody. Courtney, hi. Hi, Courtney.
Hello, how are you?
I'm going to ask you about.
Signing.
I should have done it. That's cold, right? I'm sorry.
It's cool.
So you're a very intelligent young lady. Yes, you're not just a person that's going to be good at that. Have you become aware of that?
Yes, I have.
All right, very good. You know what I'm talking about, right?
What?
You can do a lot of stuff. All right.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe adding a minor, maybe in like film or photography.
Very nice. The film one is interesting. Ask me why.
Why?
Because anybody who's good at sign language is probably good at acting.
Actually, I see your point there.
That's right. And it also might be good at film because you know how you look. You have a skill where you know how. I'm bad at this too. You know how you look. You have to know how you look when you're doing this, right? Is that true? Am I right or wrong?
No, yes. When I make my videos for class, I have to rewatch them to make sure that what I'm saying is correct and that it's in the right order. And what I'm trying to say is being properly communicated. on top of that, captioning services are very limited for deaf people. So that's another reason why I might want to, I'm considering doing, excuse me, a film minor.
Nice. So you can relate to some of what I was saying, right?
For sure. And are deaf actors out there, like
Yes.
and The Shape of Water, all that type of stuff. So yeah.
Very nice. Let's see. Is I wonder who else. Hi, Amanda.
Hi, Deacon Wilson.
Are we going to be a nurse?
No, doctor of sports medicine, looking at going to
That's
PT,
right. Looking into going to what?
PT, physical therapy, and then working my way around that way.
Yes, Queen.
Thank you.
Right. So some of that will help. What I said today.
Yes.
Just realize that you, Amanda, are very sharp. You have a lot of other skills that God gave you too.
Yeah.
Message of the day is use everything you got.
Got it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Now I don't know. Is Kelly here? Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Deacon.
We've already had this discussion, right? So I don't have to have it.
Yes, yes. Public health administration is where it's looking for me right now.
Oh, that is a bomb career.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
I'm speechless. It's just a bomb career right now.
I agree.
Yeah. Your mom should be really proud of you. Oh, she's here. That's right. Sorry.
Well, because she got all A's her first quarter in chemistry and biology and calculus, the first two quarters, I was hoping she would still pursue medicine, but she wants to go into public health, and I keep telling her to remain with the STEM majors, as you just said. So I'm not sure what Kelly's plans are, but she seems to think public health. So I don't know.
My daughter, Andrea, you probably know her. She started out wanting to be a doctor as well.
Okay.
And guess what happened to her?
Public health?
Public health.
Health administration. She's making, I should put a lot of money.
Okay.
Making more than me right now, I'll tell you the truth. So I was telling her mother got upset with her. I said, just let her go, see what happens. But the key thing for her was she went and did Peace Corps for 2 years. But Kelly can simulate that other ways. I think she knows that. Because she's asked to work.
Well, Deacon, you are right to stick with the STEM majors, because Tia graduated and a year and a half later, she was making $100,000, where she is as a researcher.
Right, but it may not be a doctor, maybe a parallel path.
Yes.
And public policy is going to be pretty huge here coming out of COVID. I got that. My daughter's she's doing. In fact, she's think about moving to the feds to do it. To work with the feds and Homeland Security on that.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, so you should probably be getting with her soon. But also your daughter is asked to work with me, which is a very shrewd move. Because if she works,
I'm proud of her then. Okay.
The experience with people, right? That's going to help.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Is Kylie here still? Hi, Kylie.
Hi, Deacon.
What's up?
I'm good so far.
Did my session make you think about anything?
Not really sure. It's kind of hard to say.
Okay. Don't force it. Just do when you feel like you're rolling, you'll know.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we should talk some one-on-one though real soon.
Okay, that sounds good.
We should actually. Is Sister Mingo, is that you or is it your daughter? Mingo?
It's me. It's me.
Who's me?
Natasha.
Couldn't tell. Your voice sounds like your daughter's.
I know.
Is that a compliment or an insult?
Oh, that's a compliment. I'll take it. Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Well, tell your daughter I asked about. I thought about her during this presentation too.
Yes, she had to work today actually, so that's good.
Tell her we need to catch up, her and I, real soon.
I will. I have a question for you. I was just about to type it. So for the members, did I miss the application for the sponsorship?
No, you just missed the first view graph today, which me and Christina were trying to remember to do this. I'll do it real quick. But there's probably, because I want to remind people anyway, so this is what you didn't see.
Okay.
Chance to get that up there, right? Okay. There it is. The old man got it up there after all. There you go. There it is. It's not. Oh, it is there. I just didn't know it. Hold on, y'all.
Okay.
Suffering, okay? All right, here we go. Here we go. From beginning. What you won't do. You get the end, you can't do it any other way. Sorry, y'all. Go back to the beginning, and the first view graph today was upcoming activities. And we have a typo here, Sister Mingo. On Saturday, the 14th, is the life confirmation ceremony. And on Sunday, and we'll give you a copy. She has a link to the view graph presentation, okay?
Okay.
In the chat. And I also send one out when I make the typo corrections, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, you asked about the WASPO. So for 2020 is what you're needing to look at. We're making up the awards under Gwen Thomas. And your daughter is in that 2020 pile, okay?
Okay.
All right, and we're not awarding WASPOs for 2020. And right now, we haven't decided what to do. We do have a 2020 for freshmen. We've not had a decision from the board on continuing, but I bet they will decide. That'll be earlier in this early spring, probably. Because remember, the thing we're navigating around is a total revamp that under Bishop's wisdom of the entire budget of the church. And we've finished that process, and we came out okay. That's a good story I can tell you offline, to remember.
Okay.
Very interesting. And we will make a decision on continuing awards for 2021 in the spring. That's what's not on this list.
Got it.
Award the freshmen for 2021 who are members. And I think some of them here, they know it. And on the 2020, it's the Gwen Thomas. And a lot of the recipients are here today.
Okay. So we didn't have to fill out any paperwork or
No.
application for that. Got it.
Michelle would say, no paperwork, please.
Okay.
2020, no paper. We'll tell you what we need. There'll probably just some kind of proof of enrollment or something very basic.
Okay.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you. And it's good to see you and see everyone else. God bless everybody.
You too. Tell that great daughter of yours she's required to connect with me.
I will.
All right, let's see. Marquise. I didn't go to Marquise. Now I'm going to go to Sister Davis. Then we'll be about done. Marquise?
Yes.
What's up, computer science major?
Yes.
Am I good? Wait, am I good?
Yeah, you're good. Yeah,
I remember. Go ahead.
Yeah, civil engineering.
Oh, civil, right?
Yeah, civil engineering.
Cool.
Yeah, I want to move into structural engineering, basically.
Very good. That's right. I remember now. So you're all set. Yeah, you go to a good place to do. That's one of the top. Yeah, it's Long Beach, right?
Yes, sir.
I kind of like that opened up for you because that's one of the top, 20 or public engineering in the country.
It's really good. That's why I really wanted to go there, especially for civil engineering. And then meeting.
I was an engineering major, right?
Yeah.
I'll be watching you.
Thank you. Aerospace, weren't you? No.
Yeah, well, right. Aerospace. I was electrical. It ended up being aerospace.
Oh, okay. But yeah, your meeting, it just made me really think. But I'm not really worried about anything. Just because I already know I'm really good at math and stuff like that. So I feel like I should do fine.
I think so. Just think about doing some things to stay strong with that math. I'm doing some things. I'm doing a calculus prep course this summer. It'll be free to any senior if they want to take it. I'm starting in about 2 weeks.
I was actually thinking about enrolling in it, actually.
Yeah, you can do it. You can do it. A senior can do it for free. Just get a hold of me and I'll send you the link to it and you can start that class.
Yeah, could you please? Thank you.
Okay, I get you. And I'm the teacher of that class. To announce those dates, I'll send you the schedule.
Oh, great. Thank you.
If any of you taking calculus, I'm doing a calculus class. I'll do it for any 2020 or 2021 student. I'll get you ready to take calculus in a 3-week workshop. Okay? And you'll be ready. All right. Let's see, Sister Davis, what's up?
Hi, how are you?
How you doing?
Good.
I have version 1 and version 2, don't I?
Yes, so we have Sierra still biology, but she did add another minor to her major. You know, she took your advice. I can't think of it at the top of my head now, but
Glad.
yeah, so but she's graduating in May, and she's
Howard, right?
yes, Howard.
Okay.
And
I
Sky,
remember this stuff. Go ahead.
yeah, and then Sky is
Yes.
doing her. She'll be sophomore at Howard in mechanical engineering,
That's
and
right.
she's sticking to it as well.
I'd like to have I really would like to have all my rising engineering students to think about taking my calculus prep class.
Okay.
That's an excuse for me then to mentor them.
Okay.
I told Marquise my secret. I shouldn't have done that. Marquise is too smart. He figured that out. But if she wants to take mechanical engineering class, drop me a text or no, drop Christina, do something, and we'll send you the link. Remember, it's going to be free for 2020, 2021 students.
Okay, I'll do that, and I know she's going to be leaving on the 2nd of August, but
Right, it ends before that.
Okay.
Or just right after. Anything she can get from a preparation course for calculus will help her.
Okay, that sounds good.
Then I'll have a point of reference if she needs help during the year. Have Zoom will travel.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Sounds good.
Okay. And Sister Katrina, we have your son, Ethan, and
yes, he just left actually, but going for
business, right?
Business, and then he wants to go into entertainment law.
That's right. That's right.
With entertainment.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So he'll need to be like once he gets out there, looking into what they're going to want to do for math for the next 2 years, and it may require him to take some kind of calculus class at some point.
He actually he's met up with, I think he's a senior or a junior there at Hampton. So he's got a relationship going with someone that is in the same field.
All right.
Then he has an internship opportunity for when he comes back for the summer. So he's going to be working with those folks, and of course still you.
Okay, good. And Sister Danette, I'm asking about the man, the myth, the legend, Jordan Kidd.
Hey, Deacon Wilson, how are you?
What's up, man? you know I was going to you.
Yeah.
So you ready to ride? I don't even need to give you any prep for calculus, man. You bad.
Yeah. Yeah, high school preparing for calculus.
Yeah, so we wish you the best. Stay in touch with me though from a career
I will.
All these engineers.
Hi, Deacon.
Yeah, how you doing, Sister Danette? I'm sorry I went right past you to your son. That's disrespectful.
No, I thank you.
But I got all these engineering students. I'm super excited. Yeah, it's funny when I started, this is the last comment before I go. I'm super excited because when I started the program, I said, ooh, I'm gonna have a lot of engineering students. In the first 10 years since I've done that, nothing. Wow. But now I'm just growing them, they sprout out and growing everywhere. So all these all these engineering students, I'm just letting you know that was my degree. If you get stuck and you a little concerned, wondering what's gonna happen, get a hold of me. I can help you to restart and help you to get your thinking. I want you to stay in engineering, especially all my engineering students, because my Black females, don't be discouraged. I tell your daughter, Skylar, is that her name, Sister Delina?
Sky.
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 Just tell her, I'm here. I ain't going nowhere for 5 years now, because before the pandemic, I was thinking about leaving this year. I can reveal that now. I shocked Christina when I told her that, but now I'm here way longer now. I see my mission more than ever now. Okay, so don't.
Wonderful.
I see them all through. Thank you.
Wilson.
Thank you, Deacon.
Welcome.
Until at least this class of 2021 graduates.
Everybody says that. Well, I'm trying to stay till they get out of college now. That's the goal now, to stay till they get out of college. I told Bishop that. He said I was crazy. I said I wanted to tell him he was, but I didn't want to make a joke, but I didn't say nothing. I appreciate him so very much.
Yes.
All right. I saw you, Sister Mingo. You make me cry now. Don't do that. Thank you all. Yes.
Of parents in regards to life confirmation.
Yes.
I know that during that time frame, students are going to be returning back to school.
That's correct.
Growing up, so we'll be doing it, correct?
Because of the health issues, they can join us by stream, and I'm gonna figure out a way to get them something even if they're not there in those cases. I can't. The startup plan of the church doesn't allow me to have that ceremony when I usually have it, which is right about now. I'm just not able to. In fact, even this was pulled forward. Just pray that our nation stays with us able to keep doing it. We'll stream it wherever you are. We're going to be streaming it. Like right now, this session today is being streamed on YouTube. I have somebody watching it because we're testing the technology. Testing technology. Let's see. Sister Wortham is asking me. Sister Wortham, are you there? Maybe she was in the car the whole time. I'm thinking that's what's going on there. She can't really communicate. I would tell you what, Sister Wortham, if you're hearing me, just shoot my number in the chat, Christina. You know, I don't care. My number's all out there. Shoot my number in the chat for her so she can call me or text me so I can catch up on what's going on, can work with her. I really appreciate that. I know she wanted to be in the meeting today, but it could be something technology-wise that's not allowing her to do that, to be involved in the meeting. I know you're hearing me, Sister Sandra. I'm willing to talk to you right after class, okay? And you can get it. We can get anything you need, get it done, okay? All right, the rest of you, thank you so very much for coming. We really appreciate you so very much. And God bless you all. Get a hold of me if you need anything or anything comes up. Feel free to call me. Christina reads my mind. It's right there in the chat now. Just get a hold of me and call me, okay? And you can always text, email. Y'all know how to get me. Some of y'all hit me up on Facebook, email. You know what to do. Sister Pinkett. Hey, Sister Pinkett, don't go nowhere. Sister Pinkett, is your daughter there?
Yeah, she's here.
Hi.
Oh, what's up? What's up?
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm so glad you're here. I was assuming only your mom was, and I forgot. I said, wait a minute. Sister Pinkett. So you're going to USC, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so that reminds me to say to you and the other, we have a record number of students going to USC, and we're going to have some kind of Zoom event or in person just for USC. I remember you, and you were a great SAT student. Anybody that can learn from me, boy, you should have it. We'll send that medal to you real soon.
Thank you.
She actually, you know, we call students like her that do what we say in SAT and score high. You know, we say, I think I said that to Natasha. We say affectionately in our organization, we'll say that great. So appreciate that very much. All right. Okay. What are you going to major? Is your major set right now?
Yeah, I'm majoring in mechanical engineering.
Oh, there's another one. I'm gonna have to just get all y'all together. We're gonna have to get together. I'm gonna give y'all 3 tips to get out of engineering. Remember, when you get to sophomore year, don't give up. Sophomore year is the hardest year. But then we'll talk about all that. God bless you all. God bless you. Say hi. Say hello to your dad for me too. All right.
Hello. I'm here too.
Okay. All right. Maybe we'll catch up with all 3 of y'all real soon. We get together.
Sounds good.
All right. God bless you all. We'll see you again soon. Looks like not to the 25th, but we'll take it as the Lord leads us. All right. God bless you all. Bye-bye now.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye now.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Bye, Sister Minnie.
Thank you, Deacon.
Sister Minnie, you remember what I said? Remember? So I think I would let her apply for WASPO.
Oh, okay.
We'll talk about it offline.
You said a lot of good stuff today, and I hope Kelly was really writing it down, but I can get a copy of.
Yes, she was.
Today.
She said yes, she was.
Thank you. All right.
I appreciate that feedback, Sister Minnie. Whenever a parent gives me feedback on meeting, I appreciate it.
Deacon, I have a question.
Yes.
I was just wondering about for this summer,
Yes.
yes, I was just wondering about like the summer plans and like if you still wanted me to work with.
We do. Christina, could you make sure that you connect? When we talk tomorrow about, we need to get her and Rachel connected. Rachel needs help right now, and I want it to be Kelly. The one that is Kelly. I'm not answering her because I want it to be Kelly. I don't want to. I was going to send her Victoria, but I want it to be Kelly. Even though Kelly hasn't had a day of training.
Yeah, but I'm sure Kelly will catch on very
Put her
quickly.
in as a starter. They do that in college all the time. They just put people in as starters as freshmen, right? They'll start in a basketball game because they're the best player available.
That's right.
They don't wonder that they don't worry they don't have experience. They want the best player out there. It's that kind of case. So I need you to remind me, or maybe you can trigger it by telling Rachel that we want Kelly to work with her, so we can then hook them together that way.
Okay. What time is the class?
Very good. I'm gonna tell you, okay? I'm gonna tell you, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you, okay?
Okay.
Someone for Christina to help me.
Okay.
She's like my brain, so I have to. Yes.
Okay.
What's the chemistry class and the biology class time there, Christina? Can you look on the site? Open up your mic there, Christina.
Yeah, hold on. Let me look for it.
Hang on there, Kelly. I'm going nowhere.
Okay, I'm still here.
Hang on. Because that's what you want to do. You want to stay sharp in those hard sciences while you're taking the other thing. That's going to keep you sharp. Keep that science mind going. Has that schedule when you scroll down, Christina?
Yeah, she removed from the banner, so I have to look.
Yeah, it's off the banner now. I asked for that.
You said for bio or for chemistry?
Chemistry, those are 2 classes.
Chemistry is Monday to Thursday, 5:30 to 6:45.
And the other one's 7, right?
And bio is, where's bio here?
College bio.
Bio?
College bio.
Monday to Thursday from 7 to 8:15.
All right, so it's 5:30 to 6:45, Kelly.
Okay.
For one of them, and then 7 to 8:15 for the other one.
Okay. Is that on the same days?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And she's in she's going to week 4, 5, and 6.
Okay.
I think I said that right, Christina.
Yeah, we're going into week 5, I believe it is.
Right. Even if you're just in the class with her, hearing how she teaches it, she'll also need help with students, looking at students' work and stuff, and help.
That's perfect.
That's
right up my alley.
That's what she's doing right now. You just volunteer with her, and that gets you on our radar. Then we want to assign people to things. We already have that's the agreement I have with Paul upstairs. Where I have a student. If they volunteer in the summer, it opens the door for everything.
Okay, wonderful. Yes.
Little known fact. Little known fact.
Okay, yeah. I think I gave Christina my email too. So just reach out to me whenever.
Okay, good. Again, Christina, the thought there is strategic because we're going to lose Rachel. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Kelly. I appreciate you.
Thank you. I'll talk to you later.
Look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks, Brother Marquise. You need anything else, Marquise?
Yeah, I had a quick question. So,
Go ahead. Doesn't have to be quick.
So basically, for Long Beach, we had to take. Oh, okay. So for Long Beach, we had to take a placement test, of course, right? But then in high school, I took pre-calc and I went to AP statistics instead of taking calculus. So then the lady was like, "Oh, you have to test in the calculus." And I'm like, "Okay," but I don't know how I would test into calculus if I never took it. So then I got a 70 on the placement test, but I needed to get an 80 to place in the calculus. So then that's why I wanted to take your calculus class. All right.
Yeah, I think so. I think you should take it. Now, can you remember the test, the things on it? Were they calculus questions or like a lot of higher algebra 2 pre-calculus questions?
No, it was most definitely like calculus. It was like pre-calc in the pre-calc starting calculus questions. Most definitely.
Okay.
Because because it was a good amount of trigonometry. But
okay, it will help you. Yeah.
Yeah, a good amount of optimization and then like things like that. So it's like it was like pre-calc calculus though, but then it was like
Yeah, it's almost the second semester of pre-calc.
Yeah.
Do they have any limits on there too? Limits? Like
No.
limits? So in other words, they're trying to start you at pre-calc, right?
She wants me to take calculus, but I already know pre-calc because I took it already.
Okay, she wants you to take calculus, but you have to test into it, right?
Yeah, she wants me to test into it.
But if you don't test in, they're probably gonna put you in pre-calc.
I don't. If I don't even test into it, they're trying to keep me in like algebra 1. But I already took algebra 1 and all that.
Keep you in that because you never took the placement test. So wherever you tested, that's where she'll put
But yeah, so they'll put me in pre-calc again then.
Yeah, okay, but I still think, okay. I think taking my calc class will help because the first week of the calc class, I'm hitting on some key, those topics you mentioned just now.
Yeah.
I'm hitting that the first week, the first couple of days, then I'm going into derivatives.
Yeah.
And derivatives and optimization is part of derivatives.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like unfair and creepy what they do in there.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, I don't want to fuss.
Yeah, it was kind of weird, but I mean, I wasn't gonna trip about it, but I was just wondering, it was like, how would I test into calculus, right? But I did pretty well, so I was only 10% off of.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty good.
Yeah, and then that was my first try too, so I was like, I can keep doing it 3 more times. So
I'm also going to review some of the things I'm going to cover. I'm also the pre-calc administrator. I'm going to review some of the things I'm doing in the pre-calc prep class and may give you those off to the side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
While you're in the calculus class, because I only have 3 weeks, so I could probably give you some stuff off to the side to sharpen you up on those areas.
Yeah, thank you. And then my mom also had a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, just really quickly, I wanted to know, can they limit the number of units that you can take? Because his advisor, which she said she'd been there for like 20 some years, maybe 30 years, she mentioned like it's almost that she just gave him some classes right now just until he finished his placement test, and he may have to change a lot of them. But she said she was limiting him right now to like how many units? 13 units. And I'm like, no, he needs to at least take 5 classes. So 15 units at least. But she said,
okay, go ahead.
So it's almost like she's saying that she can't approve him for any more classes. And I thought that was real strange since, a student, I thought they have the autonomy of enrolling in how many classes they need to.
Is this Long Beach Deacon?
Yeah, so there's 2 things we need to talk about there. So one thing is kind of like, and I told you so a little bit, because this is why I think students need to take GE classes in the summer.
Okay.
ESU is trying to help. You ever seen that? But there's a book by Jason Riley called "Please Stop Trying to Help Me," and so that's under the care. If they think they're helping you as a freshman, lessening your load because they're afraid that you won't retain. Especially if you're a Black student, they're really afraid. Now, I think that that's wrong. Letting you know, I think that's wrong.
Yes.
But CSU has always done that. It's a way of them sort of saving money too. Now, I would highly recommend, again, next summer, because it's too late now, you need to take classes for credit in the summer. That's going to be your way to finish CSU.
Okay.
Start taking 13 units, you won't finish. Now, once you get through the first semester, do okay, I think they let you take more credits the second semester. Now, let's get back to how you can force her to give you what you want. Okay? If you're picking a general ed class, I don't think she can stop you.
Okay, I hear you.
Don't try to do something crazy. Like,
right.
I want to take chemistry and you can't stop me. She can stop you.
Okay, because that is related to his major.
If I were him, I would say, I want to take beginning sociology. And I would write her a note and say, I really think I can handle this class and I want to take it. If she says no, you're going to go over her.
Okay, I hear you.
And that's going to be a good experience for Marquise because advisors are advisors, not dictators.
That's exactly.
Christina, you want to comment on this, Christina?
Yeah, I think I had that experience already. They won't let me take more credits. That's why during the summer right now, I'm taking 3 classes to cover that. But it has to do with financial aid. Financial aid are the ones that are telling you that students can't take more credits. If not, financial aid won't cover.
And that's where the lie is, Christina, because financial aid likes to scare students that are working on behalf of the registrar because he's not getting a Pell Grant or anything like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because that's what happened to me.
I think he can use the pool. I would like to help with that problem. Get back to me if she says no.
Get it approved by the council. That's why during the summer they made me take classes now.
But he's an engineering major, and they need to take more credits.
Exactly.
And more I think I'm getting upset. So let me calm down. I think you should tell her, hey, make it a general ed class. I feel they could argue with you if it's something weird.
Exactly. I think what I was telling
Christina's right in that their first attempt is to slow you down. It's part of this thing where it's a little soft bigotry. It's saying you black and brown kids, sorry, Christina, you black and brown kids, you Hispanic kids, y'all can't handle nothing. I take care of y'all.
And one other thing is that like he has to get in like some of the other because he took the pathway and
right.
You know, must have a lot of units that might be credited. I don't know about a lot, but a few of them, a good amount.
Has he started attending those classes?
And also he took, remember one of the classes at psychology through you guys.
Good. So that's going to help. So good. That's 16 credits, really.
And he took history, U.S. history at El Camino.
That's 19. That's 19 credits. Keep going.
Yeah. What else?
So don't worry about the 13 too much if they don't give it to you. But I will still fight for you if you want me to.
Oh, because for me, it's like, I don't want him to, I know he can handle more. And then also I'm paying. So you're not going to try to have me pay more money when, I mean, if he couldn't handle it, I would, of course, I know 13 is not a lot because I know that's a minimum. You should at least take about 15 units if you really want to be on course and maybe take
that's right.
Summer.
See, you got it there, Sister Tracy. That's where they're sort of trying to scare students like Christina and probably Chloe if I interrogate Chloe in a minute. They're probably trying to scare these students by saying it's financial aid reasons. But really what it is it's financial. Listen, your tuition, let's say tuition and fees is $6,300. Let's suppose it is. That $6,300, as I remember and understand it, is 18 or less credits. But if I receive the 13, I'm saving money, aren't I?
Yes.
Okay. And have you presented additional credits to your advisor? Does your advisor know about those other 2 classes? Does the advisor know about the other 2 classes, the one you got through us and the one you took at El?
When she told him, because I listened in when and it was a hot mess during that time that she was trying to all the students. She was just basically a hysterical. Just, she said that was her first time. That was the first day.
She still told you that.
Yeah, she told me all that. But it was just crazy. But I listened in and she said, no, just keep taking the placement test until you get an 80. Because he did email her and I told him keep emailing her and make sure she's in communication. No, I know you're going to be one of the students that I'm going to give attention to because I see how you are. And so she seemed like she had good intentions, but again, he's definitely going to take more than 13. So I'll have him just what I was thinking, exactly what you said. Like, tell her, like, once he gets all the units in, that's what she asked him. Just get all his transcripts so she can review it and see what, what is transferable or what, units that will apply to his degree. And then that way, and I told him to make sure he does that because she might be taking some classes he don't even need to take right now because she doesn't have that at hand.
Oh, that does sound like a little bit of a mess. Okay. But yeah. I still might ask for that other class. Very diplomatic.
I'm definitely going to let him ask for it.
I would still ask for it.
Then he's on the safe side. Say, for example, he does have.
No, you're right. I agree with you. I agree with you. Like, like 110%.
Okay, thank you.
Got me because I did try and save money, really.
Yes.
And it's starting to get me mad if I think about it longer.
Yeah.
I told the Lord I'm gonna keep my blood pressure low.
Exactly. I hear
That's why my kids, hey Chloe,
Yeah.
can you relate to this problem at all? Can you relate to this at all?
Um,
Because I know we're going to talk about something like this in a day or so.
yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I can. Ooh, sorry. When I was at LA Southwest, really. Well, you're talking about like the financial situation.
I'm trying to restrict your credits or tell you what you can take and not take without giving any say.
Oh, well, when I was at LA Southwest, they really didn't. I don't want to say they didn't care, but they gave me no direction. So we had to pick and choose for ourselves. But
now what about at good old Northridge? I know that maybe you haven't got to the spot yet where they did this to you.
No,
You might be getting there this year to that spot.
Yeah, I talked to my advisor and she told me what classes I should take, but I mean, she didn't say that.
We'll see.
Classes.
We'll see once we talk, right? Me and you gonna talk. Okay.
Yeah.
Text me 2 dates and times we can talk. All right. Okay. It just sounded like that's what we're gonna get into. We don't know. All right. Thank you, Sister Tracy.
Oh, thank you.
And then Deacon Wilson, will you email me about the calculus class?
Yeah, I will. I'll send the link out. I made a note on that. And I'll send you the link, the Zoom information. It's actually available early. You'll be one of the first people to get it. And I'll send the information on scheduling too. And I have to also have your mother fill out a form, even though I'm not charging, okay? I'll send all that information. A form still needs to be filled out.
Great.
I have to.
Thank you.
I have to show the church everything I'm doing.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Have a great.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay.